You are now listening to WSN, Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now an Odyssey station.
In the city of dreams,
three friends
return to the plate to strike out the semester. And we have our signature lineup of segments returning with Triple Play and Snake Your Case.
and we all have three separate lists. So that leaves me with Acuna with the 40-70 season at number one.
What was I saying before about what was my tough pickle spot?
Quarterback? No, what was it?
Tight end.
Tight end. Dude, that's everybody's tough spot.
Guess who's going first as my tight end? Brock Bowers.
I knew that was
Don't worry, we're bringing you the best interviews and what's going on this weekend in sports.
And so much more.
So grab a drink.
And some popcorn. And get ready to enjoy the show.
This is Triple Threat. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy skills. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting wolfradio.com/bookdrive. That is wolfradio.com/bookdrive. Happy Pi Day, everybody, and welcome back to Triple Threat. It is a beautiful morning outside. I am joined by my man Jason Barker, John Howley, and we got the Wit Cadence shadowing the board today. So it's going to be a great show. How are y'all feeling?
You know, this is our last episode before... I'm sorry, I can't hear myself. This is weird.
Yeah.
This is our last episode before the Leprechaun Day. I'm feeling like,
Let's go.
Liberty, the Leprechaun!
The day
I'm
of my
so
people.
happy to be here, and before spring break.
Sorry about that. I'm feeling really good right now, and we'll just we're here to have a good show. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's the last day before spring break. Classes are basically
I think
over.
the spring break jitters are getting us good.
Dude, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this spring break. But we gotta talk about the Wolves.
And your Wolves are on the run.
So after we had a pretty busy spring, things are really starting to mellow out here in Carrollton. Basketball is done. Both teams are done. We do have track and golf really kicking up, but the big sport that we got to talk about today is baseball. We have had a pretty crazy week for this baseball team, starting off on Tuesday. The boys traveled up to Knoxville, they gave Tennessee a run for their money. Who would have thought the first team to really challenge the University of Tennessee, the reigning national champions, the 17-0 Volunteers,
The number one team in the nation.
the now number one team in the nation, the West Georgia Wolves, gave them their biggest fight yet. How does this make y'all feel about this baseball team?
Definitely heading into ASUN play, like, that is the most... I don't know. It gives you such a great feeling, to just put it simply. The team is hitting, and they're hitting against these high-powered SEC team, number one team in the country. We give them, like you said, a run for their money. Rocky Top was feeling kind of on the bottom there for
There's a little rocky up there, man.
They're about ready to flop almost.
We were never ahead of them. But it probably was an uncomfortable position for them to be in. And I know for our boys specifically, they just enjoyed being there and being in that environment, showcasing themselves on such a high platform that the SEC gave them in that scenario, and they made the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, seeing the boys, like the photos on Instagram when they got there to the stadium, because I never really knew the true size of Tennessee's baseball stadium.
It is big.
I said, holy Toledo. Like that was insane. Very proud of them. I kind of want to say it's like the best loss in program history in a sense. Like, you go to the reigning national champs and you give them their toughest game of the season. Even the commentators, like, they straight up said that. And it just came down to our bullpen, but I think there was a fire under it. And it was, like I said yesterday, it was just one mistake to make it that much different of a game. And just who would have known? Because I think all of us way, way, way early on was kind of predicting this was going to be like a 20 to 4 game or something like that. The weirdest football score for baseball ever.
Well, like you see too, there was this controversial out at third base. If Brady McDevitt, who's popping off, by the way, leads the team now in batting average, has a .419 batting average, which is good enough.
That's awesome.
Which is good enough for fourth in the A-Sun. Also, by the way, we have the dude that's fifth in batting average in the A-Sun, and Cooper Prince. But if he doesn't get called out at third base right there, it's runners. You have a runner on third with 2 outs, and you don't know what's going to happen right there. So it was impressive. Kept their bats, Tennessee's bats, quiet, obviously. They averaged like 3 home runs a game. We only gave up 1, that 2-run home run. That was after 2 outs. That's kind of frustrating. But man, what a game. That's all I got to say heading into Queens.
I was about to say, I don't think I've ever been this excited about a loss in my life.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like we're hyping this team up so much. We did still lose, but like when I look at this bullpen, right? We've talked about this bullpen before, how the bullpen needed to change. I feel like we got a bipolar bullpen right now. Because we played a good but far less talented Georgia Tech team compared to this Tennessee Volunteers team, and our bullpen just fell apart. We ended up giving like 10 runs up in the last 3 innings, and then we have a bullpen game against Tennessee when it was just the bullpen, and they limit the best offense in college baseball to 4 runs. It does not make sense.
It just means more sometimes, right?
Yeah. Shout out to the SEC there. But, it's great to see this baseball team have that great of a game against Tennessee. But the season's not over, right? We're just starting. We're starting A-Sun play today. We're facing Queens at home. So, Jason, for going into the A-Sun, going into conference play, what do we need to expect from this baseball team in order for them to find success?
I think we've already seen what they're going to do to have success. We have faced tougher competition than what particularly we're going to play today, and the Queens team that's really struggling this season. I'm not remembering their record right now offhand, but I think they're like 2-13, something like that.
Good.
Massive losing streak, maybe like a 13-game win streak. I know they won their home opener, but they are definitely struggling. So, the bats just keep swinging. Like you said, the bullpen worries me, and I told you that at the beginning of the year. I believe when I noticed immediately from the 6th inning on, what we were doing was giving up those runs. What happens after the 6th inning? Well, it only takes 5 innings to register a win in baseball. So that's when the bullpen comes in. And so I don't know. We just need some consistency. I'm not worried about this series per se against the Royals, a team that's struggling. Although they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, I'm sure they're going to win their first matchup in the A-Sun as well.
Well, so the thing is I was just looking at it because I was talking about this with a friend the other day. We've actually already played A-Sun conference games, but they did not count.
Okay.
We played Eastern Kentucky in a 3-game series and first off sweeped them, but I was just looking at it. That was not counted towards conference wins. I wonder if it's because of a scheduling issue. I do not know exactly. That's my guess. Cause
baseball.
You saw me looking it up right there.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, we have a little taste of the A-Sun in us right there. So that means it makes me really confident for this. We just need the pitching to be stellar. I know we got our ace and Lane Pearson. I'm a big fan of it.
Dog, man.
Dog is 3-0 on the season and has a wonderful ERA. So really just need the pitching to be there. I know the other 2 guys, they can throw as well, and just the bullpen when they come in, hunker down. Y'all saw what y'all did up there in Tennessee.
Yes.
Take that fire and go with it. And then for the offense, I mean, come on. We know how talented they are.
Yeah.
Right.
So we just got to make sure they keep things up for this weekend.
And they're deep, too, on offense. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and in more news, we got a lot about this baseball team, but we also got to shout out the softball team, who they had a tough loss against Kennesaw State.
Yeah, I was so hyped and hoped up.
Yeah, I mean,
hopium was in me.
Sorry.
Yeah, we went to Kennesaw. We were up 7-3 going into the 6th inning. Ended up blowing that lead and losing 10-7 on a walk-off home run. So not the way you necessarily want to end a game, because losing on a walk-off will not win you games. But they are back here at University Softball Field for a doubleheader today against, if you didn't guess, Queens. So Queens is bringing their men's or their baseball and their softball team to Carrollton. So when you look at this softball team, right? We know that we have some dogs. We got Blair, who's going to hit a home run almost
every single game,
every time she steps up to
guaranteed.
bat. But what else about this softball team is intriguing to y'all, and do you think can really help this team find success?
You know, I mean, the way I look at it is like kind of the way I viewed volleyball last semester. Volleyball did a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of traveling. And now that you're getting into your conference play, you know, you're going to spend it. You're not going, you know, and playing all these different teams. You're going to keep playing the same teams. So I feel the way I look at it is like you can just keep playing these, like you'll keep playing them. But the thing is you're going to make the adjustments necessary compared to playing a new team every single day with a completely different conference, this or that. So I think just being home and just not being on the road for so long.
How about just being home? This is their second home game.
This is their second, exactly. And just having the home series, I think that helps a lot, but you're also just playing Queens the whole weekend. So you make the adjustment.
Right.
And I think, and it's just really the one thing that I think is our main concern is the pitching. The pitching just needs to be controlled, and really when it gets late, when they're winning, you know, we saw it happen against Kennesaw. We lost that lead on the, you know, the walk-off, but, you know, we just got to have confidence within that.
You mentioned Blair Bazette. There's other notable batters on our team too. Obviously, hitting is kind of what we've been doing best this season. But Michaela Register, we saw her. She got her third home run of the season already in their last game against Kennesaw State. So, and she's a dog too. She could pitch.
Yeah.
So,
just crazy.
Also, Diana Sims. She's also top 10 in the ASUN. Blair Bazette is number 3 in the ASUN in batting average. Diana Sims is 7th with a 400 batting average. But, you know, defense has also been a struggle, guys. We've been having a lot of errors every single game. But Megan Waits, which I want to shout out, she's from Loganville High School, by the way, back in my hometown, back over there. She has been a very reliable defender. So there are high points of this softball team.
Yeah. And, I mean, great stuff from the
other than Blair Bazette.
Great stuff from the softball team. Great to see that we're confident going into ASUN play. And something else, going back to football, because we can never seem to not go back to football. We're still adding to the coaching staff. Coach Taylor went out and got Antriel Allen to be our cornerbacks coach and defensive passing game coordinator. And this is a bigger hire than you would expect. When you think cornerbacks coach for, you know, a mid-major college football program, you're not necessarily thinking anything crazy. You're thinking maybe this guy was a GA a couple years ago. But this guy was the cornerbacks coach at Georgia State the last 2 seasons. So he's coming to Carrollton from Atlanta to be the cornerbacks coach here. Great hire for Coach Taylor. Just love seeing the way he's building this staff. I love the staff that he's creating and the culture that he's creating. So just a little shout out to the football program. And with that said, I think that's enough talk about West Georgia. Let's get into triple play.
It's time for triple play.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. A triple play.
All right, so if you couldn't tell from the title of this video, if you didn't know, it is Pi Day. And we thought that we had to pay our respects to the great day that is Pi Day here at Triple Threat. So today, Jason, what is our topic for Triple Play?
Our triple play topic is pies.
What?
Yes!
I would never have guessed.
Now, you might be thinking, how does that relate to sports? You know what? I don't care.
It doesn't. And we do not care.
I've eaten a pie or two while I've watched a sport game. But our 3 pies today that we will be ranking are key lime,
Yes, sir.
apple, and good old cherry pie. Now, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Johnny boy.
You've been here before. You know what's
I know
next.
the drill. Well, you know what? Usually I'm either 1 to 3 or 3 to 1, but we're gonna go 3 to 1 today. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
And the 3 spot is cherry pie,
Mm-hmm.
and the 2 spot is apple pie, and the 1 spot that key lime pie, baby.
Now, John, you are one smart cookie.
Can I take good photos sometimes with that cookie?
You can take real good photos. But when I look at this list, I think there is only one acceptable answer, and it was just given by my man John Howley here. It is cherry pie at the 3 spot, apple pie at the 2 spot. That's all reliable.
Yeah.
But the number 1 pie, the greatest pie to ever pie, is key lime pie.
What?
And I will die on that hill.
Now, Jason, I know you're not happy with these 2 lists, these 2 glorious lists that
What?
Schrader and I have. So please,
Hold
please,
on.
no.
Hold on.
We have to
Why
hear
don't-
your list first.
What's your list?
No,
What's
you
your
don't
list?
have to hear my list first.
It's kind of part of the
Key lime
segment.
pie is not up there.
Listen,
Well, why don't you give us
give us your list?
We need your list.
We need your list.
It's the segment, Jason. You're losing it.
Key
Sophomore
lime
slump, am I
pie.
right?
Key lime pie. If I could put it 4th on this list, I would do it. Key
Unbelievable.
lime pie is 4th. All right, jumping up to 2nd, I'm gonna have to go with cherry pie. It was close. It was close between cherry and apple here. I love me some cherry pie. And then apple with my number 1. Apple is just like is versatile. You know, you can have it hot, you can have it cold, you can have cherry pie hot and cold. You know what you can't have hot? Key lime. Oh, I'm sorry.
You
That was
know
probably
what?
a
That's because
nasty
key lime
saying.
pie is meant to be enjoyed
Avoided.
on the beach, by
Plus,
the pool,
if
in the
you-
summertime.
Jason-
you don't want hot pie
Yeah,
in the summertime.
dude. Exactly.
when you can
have key lime
hear
pie
the
whenever.
waves,
It's not
feel the
versatile.
salt.
It's not versatile.
It's amazing.
and it's
amazing.
sour.
Okay, oh no.
Okay,
not
okay.
versatile.
You're gonna bring up
Hold
sour.
Yeah, well,
you
it's not
eat lemons for
versatile.
fun.
For context,
Not for
for
fun.
context, he likes to eat lemons like an orange, right? He will take that lemon and
And
will tear that
he goes
thing
to
off.
town on lemons.
He loves lemons, and he says key lime pie,
It's
sour
too
pie."
sour.
Dude. I mean, what are we gonna do? Put malic
Unbelievable.
acid on there? We'll make your apple pie so sour with malic acid on there, dude. I don't understand.
Oh, like a green apple pie? Now that would probably slap. But whenever you start putting bread crust,
This is pie
around something
crust,
that's
dude,
not
sour,
pie
bread crust.
crust.
They're different.
it's like breading. It's what it
It
is.
is different.
Do you know that? Do you need to audible your mama? Do we need to call Mama Schrader?
Dude, first of all,
I
I need to
actually
give a
don't- I
shout
don't
out to Mama Schrader because she makes the greatest key lime pie on the planet. Straight key limes, it's
Listen,
so good.
Listen, I believe you. Key lime pie has never been my thing. You can put nothing on it except for whipped cream. You could put,
You put
all
Cool Whip
kinds of
on it.
stuff.
Cool
You
Whip.
could put all kinds of
Cool
stuff on a
Whip.
cherry pie, on an apple pie. In
Will
my
Wheaton
opinion,
makes his Cool Whip.
both of them are so much more versatile than a key lime pie. You have so many other options of desserts and things that you can do.
But versatility, when I look at a pie, right?
And deliciousness.
Dude,
Dude,
I
key
say
lime pie
key lime
takes
pie is
the
how much.
cake on deliciousness.
Dude, and like, here's also like here's one thing as well. Like key lime pie, it's just not like the flavor itself, dude. You can have key lime pie like so many different flavors. Like I've had key lime pie yogurt. I've had lots of key lime pie flavored
yeah,
things.
yeah,
that's
but that's the
nasty.
same
No,
way for
no,
apple pie
but-
too.
but
That's
the-
not exclusive to key lime pie.
I don't know. I haven't seen an apple pie yogurt.
I have. It's good.
where
It's
have you
the
seen
little,
that?
it's the little thing you get where you like have the yogurt on one side and then you have all the stuff and you're like,
Oh.
"Ooga," and then you eat it.
Yeah, I didn't have
those.
those.
Are yummy.
Yeah.
I like those with the M&Ms.
Yeah.
But no, like, because there's
But
like
anyways.
these. Well, back to my whole yogurt thing,
Yeah.
saying like why there's these
Back
Chobani
to my whole
like
yogurt
key lime pie yogurts or Greek yogurts, dude. It tastes so good, and those are my favorite yogurts. I swear I'll
Now-
eat them all the time.
Now, what I will say is everybody has different taste buds, and just because I don't have the taste buds
You're
of
wrong.
a child, I should not be being ridiculed.
you calling
here.
Schrader's mom a child because she makes such a great key lime pie?
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying
that was not.
No.
I think so.
no. I didn't doubt nobody's skills. Anybody can be great
Mm.
at something. Somebody can be great at making lasagna. Like they can make the best lasagna of all time. I'm not gonna agree that it's the greatest lasagna of all time. I don't like lasagna.
Okay, but
I mean, it's just
to get back to the pies, right? When I look at cherry pie, dude, I don't even know if I've ever really been given cherry pie. Like I've had it a couple of times, but that's not something like when I think of like pies, dude, I'm thinking apple, pumpkin, key lime,
Pecan.
pecan pie is so good, dude.
My grandmother makes the best. Alma,
Like-
if you're
like-
listening, you make the best pecan pie, and I always love making it with you.
Cherry pie on the tier of pies it's a C tier, maybe a B tier at
whoa.
best.
That's.
I mean, yeah, 'cause I've never-
overflows
but-
with gushiness and love.
Wow. Look, I don't think I've ever like gone out of my way. Like if I see if I see cherry
I'm
pie,
not seeking out cherry
I'm not
pie.
seeking out cherry pie. I will seek out blueberry cobbler before.
I'm seeking out key lime pie.
Well, of course I'm seeking out key lime pie, but I would get
Blueberry
like
cobbler.
yeah,
Sounds delicious.
I would go for that over a cherry
Let's
pie.
keep it to
any
pies, fellas.
day.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're talking
Let's
about
keep it
pies.
to pies.
But
It's
that's the
pie
whole
day, not
thing.
cobbler day.
I know, but that's the whole point.
We're getting excited.
Yeah, we're getting a little too excited.
No,
But-
okay. If you're drafting these guys, okay, you're building a squad, okay. You're gonna want some guys that are gonna, the squad's not that deep, right? We got 3 guys right here. You need guys that can play both sides of the ball, okay. Apple and Cherry, they can play both sides of the ball. Key Lime, he's gonna come in the summertime. He's gonna ball out for a little bit, and then he's gonna ditch you like your last girlfriend. So
Joke's on you. I've never had one. So how are you supposed to get that on me, buddy?
So Cherry and Apple, they're going to stay around, and they're going to play both sides of the ball, and they are going to perform no matter what situation you put them in.
Look, I want to go to the comments here real quick. Mr.
Yeah.
Brandon Dyer is saying, man chose the most basic pie and said we have the taste buds of a child.
Cherry pie is
Dropping
not
that
basic.
knowledge
That's
bomb
amazing.
right there on you.
Cherry pie is
shout
not
out to you right
basic.
there, Brandon.
Have y'all ever had a good cherry
Hold
pie?
on. I want to bring up something that we can agree on. Can we just talk about the reliability of apple pie?
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
you know,
I think
we can.
apple
We
pie
can.
is the glue guy of the pies, right? It's the pie that we all like. It's the pie that we're gonna have at Thanksgiving.
He's the captain.
Exactly. He's no, but apple pie, man. It's second. But like we've been talking about cherry and key lime, we just got to give some love to apple pie, dude. Apple pie, like you said, it's versatile. You can have it. I mean, I really only have it when it's warm. I don't necessarily want cold apple pie.
Oh no, cold apple pie slaps.
It's all right, but
it's
like
like-
warm apple
it's
pie
like-
with ice cream on
cold
it.
apple pie, it hits hard sometimes. I
Yeah.
gotta agree with them on that.
Yeah, it's like you let the flavors marry each other. They go, and then they, and then they.
But
go
what
in your
about the
taste buds,
flavors
they
of
go,
ice cream that melts over the warm apple pie?
Oh, that's the thing
Oh.
too. Hey, do you put now straight curiosity?
Mhm.
Do you put ice cream on key lime pie?
No.
Nah, key lime pie is the
Okay.
best with Cool Whip.
Yeah.
So if you cannot put ice cream on a
You
pie,
can. I didn't say
it
you couldn't.
cannot be one of the greatest pies of all time.
It is the greatest pie of all time.
It cannot be if you can't put ice cream on it.
I didn't say you can't. I just said I don't. But you probably could, and it'd probably be amazing because that's just what key lime pie is.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just kidding.
Jason, you are not winning this war, buddy.
Jason,
no, we're not gonna agree. But anyways,
no, we gotta get some honorable mentions in here now.
honorable mentions. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, if you're watching on YouTube, why don't you give us some? Why don't you give us some help in the comments? What are some pies that you really enjoy? Because I know it's triple play, but we got to bring in the audience, right? We got to hear what their favorite pies are.
well, I mean, pumpkin pie, like, it seems like y'all are more fans of these seasonal pies that are going to be here, going to make you feel all pretty and happy for a moment and then leave you, like you're a fan.
I'll eat key lime pie year round. What you talking about?
Like you're a fan of,
key lime pie never leaves.
see, I
It's a way of life.
I just don't see, I don't know. I obviously, it's just not my thing, boys. It's not
Yeah.
my thing.
I do want to give a shout out to pecan pie. Pecan
of
pie,
course.
dude.
Oh,
Also,
pecan?
I
Pecan pie?
say pecan. I'm a
Pecan.
simple man.
I'm a pecan
Pecan.
guy.
Pecan.
Pecan. You can be all proper and pecan, but
Cadence.
I think it's pecan.
Is it pecan or pecan? She
Nah.
says pecan pie.
Y'all can be
Pecan
wrong.
pie.
Y'all can be
Is it
wrong.
Montevallo or Montevallo?
Yeah, right. We're right back to where we were yesterday night. Seems like there is a lot of love for apple pie here.
You got some
My
warm
brother's
peach
saying
pie with
moon
vanilla ice
pie.
cream. Yeah, moon pie.
Moon pie?
Guys just
Oatmeal
pulling.
cream pie, dude. He knows what's up,
He has
dude.
ball.
No, that is no
Buttermilk
ball.
pie.
Dude,
Hey,
I
I'm
could
getting some love
down-
for pecan in the comments. I'm just saying.
I could down a daggum oatmeal pie right now.
And the oatmeal, dude. Oatmeal cream pie is where it's at, dude.
Let's see. Oreo pie. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we got some
I was thinking
Oreo
about Oreo pie.
So if you're, hey,
Joey said chocolate pie earlier as well.
Yeah.
if we're gonna be just doing this now, then like pizza, right?
Oh.
Pizza
Is
as
pizza
a
pie?
Pizza is a pie.
I guess. I don't know.
It
They
is a
call
pie.
it pizza pie. I don't know what constitutes as a pie or not.
I think
I
what
feel like key lime's
constitutes
the
as a
best
pie,
one.
anything that you can eat in a circle. You can make anything a pie. Anything can be a pie. You can have a lasagna pie.
He's getting philosophical over here.
What books are you reading?
Oh, so wait, not so anything can be a pie, but not any pie can be. I don't know.
Wow, I was gonna say, where are you
All
going
right, that
with
was one
that?
heck of a way to end this segment.
Yeah.
Great talk about pie. Got a little
Key lime.
key lime for the win. But yeah, that's all we got for Triple Play today. But we're gonna take a quick ad break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. This is Jackson Schrader, and you're listening to Triple Threat, now live on Wolf Sports Network, Fridays from 11 to 12.
Hey, do you want to be a part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm feeling
Back.
great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio are coming together for the concert event of the year. Wolfstock, baby! That's right, Wolfstock is back with great music and fun games and a great time for everyone around. April 21st, 6 to 9 in the Campus Center Ballroom. So come out for a good time. Wolfstock 2025 is brought to you by Flagship Carrollton, Dine West, The Orchard, Illuminated Productions, and American Pie Pizzeria.
It's time to introduce Wolf Sports Network's newest show, The Playbook. Your home for college football, baseball, and basketball. And just like VCU in 2011, we're set to make a Cinderella run to the top of a Wolf Sports Network. The Rams are going to the Final Four! Tune in live every Tuesday from 6 to 7 on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And The Playbook is going to be bringing you all of the sports news going on in the college world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
All right. The Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's Pre-K Monthly. Give today by visiting wolfradio.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. Visit wolfradio.com/book drive. It's time. To snake your case. All right, now we haven't really talked about it yet, but there's a pretty big thing going on right now that someone say is a little mad. It's March. March Madness is back, and we have somehow made it halfway through this show without referencing March Madness.
I'm sorry, we know.
And we're not going to do that anymore.
We know the iconic theme song.
We have to talk about March Madness. So for Snake Your Case, John, I'm going to switch it up today.
Oh.
John.
Yeah, it's like key lime pie.
What are we talking about for
with.
Snake Your Case?
Today, we are talking about, of course, in the theme of March Madness, the greatest, the most exciting, some of the most fun things to watch is the Cinderella runs of March Madness history, baby. Jason, hold on.
We
So-
switching?
So the situation is that Schrader wasn't here that last week.
I remember
Yep.
this. I remember
But
this now.
the week before, he put some belt to booty. He made us his bots, and he is the winner of the poll. So Schrader,
Ooh.
pick us, please.
Ooh.
Your
give
list
us
or
your
your order
list.
for today.
You know what? I'm going to be nice, John. Because you show so much love to my dear friend Key Lime Pie, I'm going to let you go first. Jason, you can go second. And then I'll take the third spot today.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Well, you know what? Because there's so many wonderful Cinderella runs no matter what every year. There's always a team that surprises you.
Right.
And it's always great to see. And the one thing that, the one I feel like it's so hard to pinpoint your exact Cinderella run, but the one that always sticks out to me when we say Cinderella run is 2018 Loyola Chicago.
Yeah,
making
that
it
is a
all the way.
great pick.
Sister Jean, right? Is that what it was?
I believe so. She's still kicking, bro.
Yeah, she's still kicking. That to me, I remember that Cinderella run.
Yep.
I think I was in middle school when it happened, or maybe I was in high school, but still. That one sticks to. I was in middle school. I remember now. I was in middle school. That one sticks to me the most.
That was a great run.
Well, they beat Miami and
At the buzzer.
They beat Tennessee. They beat
No
Nevada
one expected it
in that run.
I know.
Cool.
All right, and then who? What was the list again?
It was Jason
It
second.
was me next. But Loyola Chicago did not win the championship
I know.
that year. A team that did win the championship as an 8th seed was Villanova.
Oh my gosh, that's a great
in
one.
1985.
Oh.
Before our days. 8th seed Villanova winning the championship in a humongous surprise where they defeated Georgetown.
The Big East, man. That's like the Big East. I look at the Big East. It's one of my favorite conferences. One, because it like doesn't exist for college football, which is like when I think of college sports, I'm like, whatever conferences college football's got, that's what they are. But the Big East, man, it's so fun to watch in college basketball. Now, with my first pick, you said Loyola didn't win the tournament. When I look at Cinderella teams, I'm not necessarily looking at guys that just went and won the tournament.
Yeah.
Understood.
I think the first one that I'm going to have to go with is the one that put that put the greatest shooter on the map.
Yeah.
I'm going, I believe it was 2008.
Yep.
Davidson
Oh,
had one heck of a run. Steph Curry averaged 34.3
You're pulling
points
back into
a
the podcast day there. All right.
shooting
Yes.
52.8% from 3 during the tournament when they made it to the Elite 8 until they lost to Kansas in the Elite 8. So give me Davidson for my first pick, and for my second pick, I'm gonna go with another 8 seed. Jason, I'm gonna take a page from your book to one of the most memorable national championship games. Give me the 2011 Butler Bulldogs.
Ooh.
When Gordon Hayward shot one from half court and it went in and out at the buzzer. One of the most memorable national championship games we've had in a long time, but I have to go with the Butler Bulldogs for my second pick.
Very nice.
All right. Well, you know what conference the West Georgia Wolves are in? We are in the A-Sun conference.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
I am going to pick a team from the A-Sun conference, giving some love, giving some shout out, and a unprecedented run by Florida Gulf Coast.
Lob City.
The 15th seed, making their run to the Sweet 16 back in 2013. You're right, Dunk City, baby.
Alrighty. So.
And funny enough,
yeah.
really quick, funny enough, they also beat Georgetown. So, I'm seeing a little theme on my list. I'm getting some chemistry. You got to think about the dogs that you're drafting to your team right now.
Okay.
I have a consistent hate for this Georgetown team that likes to get in your way.
Ooh,
Wow.
Jason's got beef with Georgetown. This
Yeah,
Georgetown.
golly.
My squad,
Breaking news.
Hey, I gotta flow with my clubhouse. I gotta lead my boys.
All my homies hate Georgetown.
Hey. All right. So my next pick here, the other day I was in here editing suites, doing a little bit of work, and none other than Brandon Dyer from the Playbook on Tuesdays had a ESPN 30 for 30 up, and I turned around, and I looked down, I said, what are you watching? He said, Survive and Advance. And it is a little questionable for it's higher seed, but 1983 NC State surviving and advancing to win the tournament.
Yeah.
It was one of the craziest stories. And then for my next pick, gosh, man, because you took Davidson. And that was really good. I really liked that. And you took Florida Gulf Coast. I'm not gonna lie. You guys kind of took my picks. I kind of got.
Yeah, I wanted Lob City.
big time. But you know what? With this is what I'm seeing right here. At the same time in 2011, there was a team called VCU that was in that also made another run, as you know, and even though they did not earn a auto bid from the CAA, I do not know the exact conference, they made a run as an 11 seed.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go with very recently, okay? Probably the first season where I really paid attention to March Madness. Now, I think if you've been watching Triple Threat for any amount of time, you'll know I'm not the biggest basketball guy. But this is a team
some say you know ball.
But this team is one that I actually do remember. 2022, the first 15 seed to ever make the Elite Eight was the St. Peter Peacocks.
St. Peter's, what a run that was.
That was an insane run. They put belt to booty to number 2 Kentucky, and if you know, you know. All my homies hate Kentucky. And so they upset that number 2 seed as the 15 seed. Had a win against Murray State, and Purdue unfortunately fell short to North Carolina. And as we know, North Carolina will not win a chip. No, I'm playing. I have no beef with North Carolina, and they did not win that year. Y'all looked at me like so.
No. I just
I agree with the North Carolina thing. I don't think they're winning anything this year, but I don't even know if they're making the tournament this year. But for my next pick, I thought you were about to steal my next pick, and I got nervous. I'm going even more recent than 2022. I'm going to 2023.
Okay.
When the Owls of Florida Atlantic University, the 9 seed winners of the Conference USA, went to the Final Four in a run that I just remember being absolutely electric. I remember I just happened to be watching every single FAU game that March, and they just kept winning. You got to the Final Four. They got a banner for it. I mean, that was an insanely talented team. But going in as a 9 seed, you're a mid-major school, and you make it to the Final Four. I mean, that's amazing. And then, oh, man.
I forget it doubles up for you here, right?
It does double up, and I might have forgotten about that. So, man, another one that I got to think about here.
Can I give some context on my VCU?
Give some context for VCU.
So while you're working on it, because I was looking at it, the VCU team from 2011 was from the first 4 to the Final Four, where they beat, where they took down Georgetown, Purdue, your own.
They took down who?
Seminoles.
Yeah.
They took down who?
Georgetown. And top-seeded Kansas, because during that time, we know that Kansas was one of the hottest teams in the nation, and I just, I wasn't really watching basketball at this, this young of an age, but I was playing it, I think, maybe, something like that. But yeah, that was like the context behind it. Now, Schrader, did you find your second pick, buddy?
I did. I don't know too much about them, but they seem to be a very big deal. I'm going to 1983.
I think that one was already taken.
The NC State Wolfpack?
Yes, I took it.
Oh, you did? That's the one I missed. Dang it. I missed one that I didn't have on the list.
Schrader,
golly. Gum. Caught me slacking.
Now,
then I'll go with 1986 LSU, who was an 11th seed that made the Final Four.
And then now it's...
Okay, fantastic, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, Schrader, because I'm going to pick the next team to ever, as an 11 seed, make the Final Four. It was not done again until 2006, where the 11 seed George Mason Patriots, the only time you'll ever see me draft a Patriot willingly, where they went to the Final Four and they lost to, unfortunately, Florida Gators. But
disgusting.
But since I apparently have been creating some beef with North Carolina and with Georgetown, they, on their road to glory, beat the number 3 seeded North Carolina Tar Heels.
Look, see, y'all saw me have a donking epiphany when my head shot up, right? Because, other than now doing the WSN March Madness bracket, right? I always do one with the Halley family and the Cassidys. That's a good family friends of ours, and I had never won our Halley Cassidy tournament ever. But the one year I won it was 2021 when Baylor won it. But it's not Baylor who I'm talking about here.
Who are you talking about?
That year, UCLA, as a number 11 seed, made it to the Final Four. And some of the craziest games, nobody thought UCLA would even make it past the round of 64. But in 2021, UCLA made it all the way, losing. They ended up losing to Baylor. I think that was the game they lost in the Final Four. Therefore, Baylor advanced, or they lost to whoever. I can't remember who it was, because it was 2 1 seeds in the championship. Yeah. But still, that team was very special, and it shocked the world.
Which we don't see 2 1 seeds in the.
It's very rare. I think that, if I'm correct,
very rare.
Was it because Baylor was the 1 seed? I remember, because they had the 3 guard system. They had the 3 super dominant guards out there. They were massive. They were all at least, I don't know,
big.
Lim and I were talking about it the other day. He was saying they were at least all above 6 foot, like 6'6" at least, guaranteed. 3 guards out there, very dominant. So it made that Baylor team really special as well.
Schrader, with the closing of our list, will you read out what our drafts were?
Yes, I'm gonna need a little help from you, Jason, for your last one, because I've been trying to find the years.
Right.
So, Jason, your first one was the Villanova Wildcats in 1985. Florida Gulf Coast, Lob City in 2013, St. Peter's in 2022, and your last one was...
And it was the 2006 11th seeded George Mason Patriots.
All right, George Mason in 2006.
Who lost to Florida, Florida Gulf Coast actually also lost to Florida. So all my homies also hate Florida.
Amen, brother.
Hey.
And then I went with the 2008 Davidson Wildcats, the 2011 Butler Bulldogs, the 2023 FAU team, and then the 1986 LSU team. And really quickly, John went with Loyola Chicago in 2018, VCU in 2011, NC State in 1983, and UCLA in 2021. That is all that we have for Snake Your Case today. We will take a quick ad break, and we will be back in a second. Don't go anywhere.
It's time. To keep listening to Triple Threat on Wolf Sports Network.
Hey, do you want to be a part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you, because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm feeling
Pack.
great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Sports fans, are you looking for a show where you can see other sports fans sharing in your misery and excitement? Then Sports Out of Pocket is for you, because we're fans too, and we experience our highs.
Bertigine is not a safety. He's just a corner who will lock down your number one.
And our lows.
Trayshawn Ward. Screw you, buddy. You won our team last year, and you gave us no mercy, okay?
So join us every Wednesday at 5 to cheer and boo along with us, only on Wolf Sports Network.
It's a brand new season, and you know what that means. A brand new series.
Bootleg Jackson Cook.
Mark my words, by the end of his career, Nolan Arenado will be better than Chipper Jones.
Jackson Cook.
New short series, exclusively on Wolf Sports Network YouTube.
Bootleg Jackson Cook.
Make sure to like and follow on all socials for more content.
Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack, because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And the Playbook is going to be bringing you all of the sports news going on in the college world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
Jason, I've noticed, just looking at you, you have one heck of an outfit on, man.
He's snazzy today.
You're looking snazzy.
Smelling good.
You got buttons on that shirt. You got a collar with it.
Feel good.
Nice jeans, but let me tell you, there's something you can do that would make you look even better, which is hard to do,
Ooh,
you can go to wolfsportsnetwork.com to get your WSN merch.
Me?
Yes, you can. You can get a hoodie. You can get a polo. We even got hats. We got
And
shirts.
beanies.
And beanies. We got all you need. Really? So if you want to look as good as Jason could, then head over to wolfsportsnetwork.com, click about, and you will find our merch store there. This weekend in sports.
Come on, Trey, you got to
I
say
know
it.
Jason thought we were going to go a whole show without mentioning just how great our stagers are, but that is the greatest stager ever created, and it was created by John and I in about 2 minutes. But like we said, it's March. It's madness. And we need to talk about what's been going on. We're not even in the dance. We haven't made it to the big tournament yet. We're just in conference tournaments, and it has already been wild. I was looking at the scores from yesterday, and I was like, this is unbelievable. We had some insane games go on just yesterday, starting with one that my man Jason Barker actually watched. That's right, this just in, Jason Barker watched a basketball game that was not in the Coliseum. Texas A&M taking on the Texas Longhorns. Jason, what happened in this game?
Well, to be fair, I only got to start watching it in double overtime because I was taking a media law exam. Shout out to my media law professor.
How'd the exam go, by the way?
It went fine. I made an 89.
Okay. Hey, it's still a good grade at the end of the day.
I'm
Very
not
good
gonna
grade.
lie. I made an 88.67.
Nah, that's an 89.
Okay.
That's an 89 in my books, buddy. Proud of you.
Round it up.
Just proud of you, buddy.
But in this Texas A&M game, right, obviously a humongous rivalry between the two. You go there, there's fans. It's a pretty mixed crowd, I would say. It was a great
It's
crowd.
fans from all over the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a classic. It was just one of those classic thrillers that you would just expect to see in March, right? And with teams, me and Brandon were talking about this, with teams that you don't really care about, no matter what, bleed red and black and white. But if you're going to watch two teams that you don't necessarily have an interest in, and that's kind of hard to do in March because
You
every
pick the
game
underdog.
really is
Every
interesting.
team's interesting.
Yeah, you pick the underdog. Texas, they did what they had to do at the end of the game to take control of double overtime, and they won.
OT.
And they won the game. Now there was a second I thought Texas A&M wasn't going to take no for an answer. They got back within 2, but. Unfortunately, what was happening was Texas was not missing a free throw. They clutched up from the free throw
Fundamentals,
line.
baby.
And Texas A&M couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, John and I were on Sports Pack at the end of this
the
game.
game was going
Yeah.
on.
And if you watch Sports Pack, you can watch Lem talking about the NBA and college basketball, and you just might see me fully turned watching the game through
the one
windows.
vivid thing I remember from this game is it was they passed the ball back out to the corner, and then it was one of Texas A&M players comes jumping and flying, booms up the side, drain that 3. That's the one vivid thing. It has been a crazy start to March because we know Texas A&M's not a bad team, especially once they
They just beat Outta.
I know, and once it gets going in March in the tournament, we saw what they did last year. We saw them get really nitty gritty and just play some good ball and make a good run. And it almost shocked a lot. It shocked a lot because they were at 8-9 seed last year, and it's always the 8 and 9 seeds that get you badly.
It is. Those are the guys that 1 and 2 seeds are always so scared of because they kind of sneak up on them. But I think what this game does is it shows just how crazy March is. But even then, dude, this SEC tournament is so entertaining. The SEC is just so good, and it pains me to say that because I'm not necessarily an SEC enjoyer.
But you can at least, you
You have to just look at the SEC and say it's the best conference in college basketball.
Even with Ole Miss yesterday,
dude, hotty toddy, that was crazy.
Oh my gosh,
a buzzer beater that we're not even going to talk about because there were so many of them.
They got their mention at least.
Yeah,
they got the honorable mention.
They got the honorable mention. This is just big for Texas, keeping their hopes alive because honestly, they're one of those teams. If they want to go to the dance, they got to win the SEC, and if they win the SEC, put them as a 1 seed because that is crazy. But another game that we got to talk about,
another buzzer,
another one, is probably one of, if not the hottest team in college basketball right now. One that my man Lem is very high on, the Louisville Cardinals. They beat, who did they beat? Stanford.
Yep.
At the buzzer yesterday, and one of the weirdest buzzer beaters I think I have ever seen. It was an amazing finish to an amazing game. I see John's watching the highlights right now. So
I'm
John, give us
final.
a rundown of what happened last night.
So there's about 7 seconds left, and then try to put up the three, goes wonky. Rebound by Stanford, then tips out of his hands. You get it back over to, I can't even see his number. He's running as fast.
Number 24.
Number 24 puts up a little shot right there inside the paint. Boom.
I mean, they crowd surfed that ball into 24's hands. He was right place, right time, put it up. Drilled
just seeing the guy on the floor, man, that's just sad right there.
Such a great win for Louisville.
That's one of those plays right there. If you're any player there on Stanford, where it goes dark for a second, okay?
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening. Everybody's reaching up there in the paint trying to get that rebound. All their hands are up in the air. All it takes is one
You're
mistake,
just saying, bat
one
the ball
slip,
down.
And sometimes God just answers prayers, and it went right into the hands of 24 of Louisville. He was right place at the right.
He was just standing there.
It gives me it looked a lot like a lot of those Hail Marys that are just tipped up. That one famous one. Wait, was it Green Bay maybe? Where they all jump up in the middle and they tempt it up in the air, and whoever's standing back there and just
Homie's
he's
just
ready
chilling.
to catch it. Yeah. So he was right where he needed to be, in great position. That is skill. That is a skillful position to stand at, be prepared for the ball.
Yeah.
There's one thing I just want to say real quick before we go on to the next thing I saw from the clip right there is one of the guys, number 11, who was in that for Stanford, in that kerfuffle of Stanford players, he saw the ball go over and he saw it go into 24's hands, and the next thing you know, he just stopped. And then once he made the shot, he went like this, just put his hands up. Well, the one thing I looked at there, he could at least try to stop out there and put a hand up against him to make him miss the ball.
It happened.
It happened so suddenly,
fast.
but I just saw that, and it's just like, wow, it's crazy. And then all of them just go, crap. You know?
I mean,
we just crapped our pants.
The thing, not only to be in the right position but to make the shot. That is a high pressure, high intensity shot, and those are the moments where you realize. Where you realize these players, they're goated.
Yeah,
these are some good ball players.
John said that was a moment for the Stanford players where everything just goes black. You're just trying to go for the ball. I'm pretty sure that's how it was for number 24 on Louisville too. I'm pretty sure that ball, that was all reflex. Ball just happened to fall into his lap and he just went and it went in. But just great for Louisville, right? That was a great win to keep them alive in the ACC tournament. Now going back to the SEC, because I guess we can't seem to leave it, we got to give some love to Jackson Vols, our friend at the station's Kentucky Wildcats, for what they did yesterday. They took down Oklahoma, who 8 games above 500, still 14th seed in this conference, is insane. And Oklahoma just took down y'all's Georgia Bulldogs the day before. They're taking Kentucky. Kentucky wins it with a crazy, just like a fast break, coast-to-coast kind of layup with 0.5 seconds left. You look at this shot, right? You look at this win. Does this give Kentucky a little bit more legitimacy than everyone's talking about? Because normally you think SEC basketball, you think Kentucky. That's just the team that has run the SEC for a while. When you think about this, are we talking about Kentucky enough? Or are they still meh when you're looking at the SEC conference?
That Oklahoma team
Calipari's,
is not the greatest team. They're not the greatest team.
I know. I'm just saying, this is still a big win, a win that brings a lot of momentum. But is a Calipari-less Kentucky team something we could be worried about, or are they just kind of whatever?
I think it's because this team has been this was a whole new team. This is a whole new coach. This is transfers. It's not a Calipari team that we always known about, to where they only lost 4 games that season, right? And really, I think going into the tournament, I don't know if you can really count on them making the deepest run ever, but it shows that they're still a solid team.
Yeah,
but they're just not overall. They're still fundamentally flawed.
He's nearing the end of his career, but he has a team that could give him his first national championship in 25 years.
Holy Toledo.
Do y'all think that this is a Michigan State team that could give him one last banner, because he had one of the greatest quotes I think I've ever heard. I just stumbled upon it doing research for this segment.
Yep.
They asked him, do the moments, do the memories, do the milestones make this season something really special for you? And he said, milestones don't give you a banner, or something like that. It was like, milestones don't hang banners. He wants the championship. That's what he wants to end his career with. Do y'all think that is something that could happen this year with this Michigan State team?
You know what? I feel like I have to have a due diligence to say yes, because a lot of people here at the station are huge on Michigan State.
Team.
I even said last night, I said, y'all talking about Michigan State, sell me on them. So I clearly have some homework before break to do, the dreaded homework of watching Michigan State. I mean,
that's some terrible homework, man.
Yeah,
I'd much rather write an essay.
But still, I think I mean, it would be very cool. And like I said, that quote he dropped bars right there.
Yeah, and I messed up the quote. I got to read that quote. He just said you don't hang banners for milestones. I have to apologize for butchering that quote.
Yeah,
that wording is a lot better.
Yes, that wording is a whole lot better than what I did.
No, and if you watched our triple threat reel, you would know that at least 3 of our guys are really heavily looking towards that Michigan State team. That is, I want them to show out for their coach, a guy who's devoted his
career
life,
to 30 years, a lot of tenure.
To Michigan State. 650 plus wins. I'm sure he wouldn't want you to just start naming out his accolades from that quote.
The trophy case
he had his last chance in 2009 at the championship, I believe, and fell short at it. You always want to see a guy like that go out in glory.
Yeah, just amazing. And I think that's all we got today. Just March Madness, man. It is a spectacle unlike any other in sports. That was a great show. Now, it is spring break. We will not be here next week. I know. It's going to be a sad Friday morning.
Don't worry. We won't be gone for too long.
We won't be gone for too long. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Stay safe. Enjoy your spring break and have a great rest of your Friday.
Hopefully it's not too much madness.